Hello, welcome to another Fern and Scout video. As you can see, I'm just arriving at their house. It is roughly 6:30 in the morning on this walk. This video, you're not going to see a walk. I've decided to break this one down into chunks because otherwise it would be about 2 hours long. So the first part of this video will be, it's a long for what it is. This will be me getting the dogs ready for a walk. Sorry, it's dark in the house. I've turned some lights on and that'll happen when I turn lights off as well. See how I get the dogs ready for a walk. You can see the Fern jumping on Scout there. They're not calm. They're always excited when I come around. So you'll see me getting the dogs ready, getting the harnesses on, etc. And then we're going to load them into the car. That's all we get in this video. I know it's quite long for that. Fern has his most unwilling to jump in the car session that he's ever had, which is mildly frustrating. He appears to have gone backwards, but hey, he does get in at the end. But there's some more things that happen before that are interesting, and I'd like to talk about when we get there. But the chaos you can see in front of you now is just the dogs whining and being excited and jumping around, and I'm not saying anything or doing anything. It's quite boring. I'm really just stood there in silence. We'll switch to original audio so you can hear how I deal with that, hear how we just get rid of the excitement, let it occur, and then when things calm down we get ready to go. So yeah, enough of me waffling. I will jump in where it's appropriate and give a voiceover of what's occurring. Otherwise, yeah, a bit of a weird one, this one, and you'll see the walk in the next video after this. There's a couple of clips from the dog park that we're going to as well that I'll include. Right, stop waffling and here we go. Your floor rug. You can see in the mirror. There we go, that's better. You can see what's going on. Oh, there we go, we have got some calm. We've got a roll over. You are funny. Alright, here comes trouble. There he is. Yep. Harness time. One of those. That's his, and that's hers. Sorry, I need two hands to do this, so I'm just gonna plonk the phone down a sec. Scout's trying to lick my phone, sorry, that's why. That little click you just heard was Fern or Scout, I think Scout, unplugging my microphone, so there's no sound at this point. So I've put the phone down so you can see how I get them dressed. Fern's about to walk through and kick the phone over, so it's going to go dark for about, there he goes, go a bit dark for about 10 seconds while I put his harness on while my phone's folded over on the floor. I will pick it up and we'll carry on filming. While we're doing this, just wanted to point out, as with all the dogs I work with, when we're getting ready to go for a walk like this, I'm not commanding the dogs to come here or sit down or stay still. This is the opposite of what I do. What I do is I get the stuff and I go and wait for them to come to me, and I go and wait for them to show me enough calm that we can actually do things. Here's Fern presenting himself to have his harness put on. He's doing it calmly. I haven't ordered him to come here. I haven't told him to stay. I haven't told him to sit or do anything. I am kneeling down and waiting for him to show me what is needed to get the harness on. I'm not fighting him to do this. I'm not playing that silly game. If you want to go for a walk, come here, stand still, let me put your harness on. The responsibility for behaving correctly is on the dog. It is not on me to manage the dog. That's not how it works. If you want a well-behaved, calm dog, put the responsibility on them for managing it. by being able to control access to what it is they want. They want to go out for a walk, of course they do. So the responsibility for getting out of that door and being able to go on a walk is theirs. And how I manage that is by taking the harnesses, sorry, the light's off, it's gone dark, taking the harnesses or the leash or whatever it is, and I go stand by the door. When they're ready to comply or be calm or whatever it is that's needed, we can go. But I'm not playing silly buggers with the dogs and ordering them to do stuff that I need, because they don't learn anything then. I want them to learn what is required to get what they want. That is how you get the calm, stable dog that you're looking for. So mic's back in, sound will be back on now. When I turn the light off, I'll plug the mic back in. We're going not very far. We're going to the car. I'll go to original audio for that, as I'm fairly sure I'm talking during that. I haven't watched this back yet, so I have very quickly skipped through and realised this is the ridiculously long loading time. You may not find this very interesting. You may find the body language from Fern interesting to try and interpret what's going on. Some of his stuff here does confuse me. I'm not sure what he was trying to tell me at certain points. And I think right before he gets in, he does something very, very strange. And he kind of ends up a little bit like one of my own dogs, Tora, who she doesn't like jumping up herself in the car. She'll do a halfway house. She'll put her front paws up on the seat, and then she'll turn around and look at you like, come on, why aren't you picking me up and putting it in the car? I'm like, I know you can jump in the car. Fern does the same thing. Quite why he arrives at this solution to the problem, I'm not sure. He's more than capable of jumping in without any problems at all. This guy's an athlete, a serious athlete. I need to think about what's going on with that more. Why? Because Tora, my other dog, she's an athlete too. She can jump fences at dog parks if she wants, no problem at all. And here both of them are, independently of each other. His harness doesn't look right. That's weird. Have I done something wrong there? But both of them, independently of each other, have arrived at the same solution to getting in the car, and it's not getting in, it's half getting in, and then looking at the person and expecting to be lifted in. It's odd. But anyway, as you can see, Fern's doing his usual, distracted by everything and pretending that the car doesn't even exist at this point. Yeah, you'll see how it goes. But his body language throughout this is quite interesting if you're a bit of a body language nerd. If you're of a mind, my feet are crossed there, I'm just relaxed and waiting. If you're of a mind that the dog just needs a boot up the bum to get in, sure, you can do that. Yes, you can get the dog in the car. He's not going to complain. He's not going to jump out. But that's not what I'm trying to do with this guy. He's got some fear of cars. He's not the most comfortable traveller. He clearly doesn't really like getting in. So overcoming that needs to be his choice. It needs to be a free choice. And he needs to be able to associate getting in the car with doing the fun things like going to the dog park that comes afterwards. I don't, again, want him having to rely on me to be the force driving his behaviour. I want him to be a willing participant, because that's going to form a deeper friendship, a deeper bond, and more trust when we get into scenarios which I need him to rely on me because they're a bit scary or something's gone a bit wrong or we're having a bit of trouble. When you get into those stressful scenarios, if you haven't put the hard work in of getting the dog to fully trust you, when you don't need to be a bit of a tyrant here, you don't need to be. Granted, it's really frustrating when it takes this long to get a dog in a car. It really is frustrating. Tough. It is what it is. And if you haven't done the hard work of getting the dog to trust you when you don't need to be that tyrant and that bully, when you get to the stressful and difficult situations where things are potentially going wrong or you need to get past something that is scary, the dog's not going to lean on you, and you're going to get wound up because you don't understand why the dog doesn't trust you. That's because you've never given the dog space to make that choice. This is me giving Fern space to make the choice. He doesn't even trust his sister. Like, she just hops straight in. He's looking at her right now. He doesn't think this is a great idea at this point. He's thinking about it. He's worried about it. He doesn't know. Doesn't know what to do with himself. So he's just kind of letting his nose guide him a bit, and his brain's going through the process of do I, don't I want to. It's not easy. It's not easy to just stand there and just let the dog work this one out for themselves and to become a willing participant in the activities that you want to go and do. It's just the way it is. There's no shortcuts to this stuff. I mean, yes, I could just pick him up and chuck him in. Pick him up and chuck him in whenever I want. That's not going to get him to trust me fully. That's not going to get a bond where he actually is able to lean on me in times of stress, because he's just going to expect me to do what I want to him, and tough. And he gets no say in the matter. I don't like doing that with dogs because there's not a mutual trust and respect thing. I don't do that with my human friends when they don't want to do something. I don't bundle them into a car and say, tough, we're going. We kind of call that kidnapping, not generally accepted in our society. All right, dogs are considered property and not quite on the level of humans, sure. But you do need to offer them some form of free choice in situations for them to overcome things which they are nervous about or scared about. Anyway, enough preaching from me. I'll go to original audio. See what you make of his body language. See what you think of his weirdism at the end with getting in and how I had to help him get in. Whatever the hell that's about. And I'll see you on the next one, which will be the walk after this. There's a couple of minute clips I'll stick at the dog park, which I've already published as shorts on YouTube, and then we'll get to the walk. You might be looking at his reflection in the shiny bit of the paint there at the side door. I'm not sure why he's interested in underneath the car. That's weird. So I'm just shifting my feet. It was me. I've not changed. Lots of yawning. He's heard a noise. I heard that too. I don't know what it was. A very low, dull thud. I don't know what that shiny patch is on the door card. It's like it's been worn away by something. I don't know what. That is a dog car, so it could just be something the dogs have done. It's giving me a sniff again. Rollo was in this car yesterday and he had been to the beach, so it should smell sandy. In fact, you can see the sand in the footwell there. Gaggle of magpies down there under that tree. There's 5, 6 of them. Weird. Don't know if they're coming out on the mic or not. Well, he's having to think about it finally. Now he's distracted himself again. I really have no idea what could possibly be interesting under there. A bit weird. Sorry, fly in my mouth. So his tail's not tucked or anything, which is good. But his ears are back a bit. Excuse me, I go. Sneeze. Sorry, did my sneeze scare you? Was it that bad, was it? You have to check me out, you have to smell me and make sure there's nothing wrong after that sneeze. I know I have a strong enough sneeze to scare cats sometimes, but that wasn't a big sneeze. So I've remained standing at the side of him here because I don't want to put pressure on him. I know what he's going to do if I go and step behind him. He's going to react to that bodily spatial pressure of me getting behind him. He thinks, oh, I'm about to get shoved in, and that would be the logical step because that's usually what I do when I go and stand behind him here. In this scenario, he's yawning again, so he's and his ears are back. They're not fully relaxed, although his tail's not tucked. So this is still difficult for him. His body language is telling me he's nervous about this. He's not confident, obviously. He'd be in by now if he was. And the yawning, combined with that, shows me that this is a struggle still. So I want to avoid pressuring him too much, and going and standing behind him will do exactly that. He will think, my decision's been made for me, I'm about to get bundled in. And then he hasn't come to resolve the issue for himself by himself. What we want is for him to be confident enough to just get in the car, because that's something that he can do and wants to do, because he knows what we're doing at the other end is fun. And I don't want that around your neck. I don't want spatial pressure to be the thing that he feels he has to. So I just shifted my feet again. He has to, and he already responded to that. He has to react to my spatial pressure because decisions are getting made for him. I don't want that. But as you've seen on previous videos, at the other end, when we're reloading at the end of the walk, and he's not even paying attention to the car because he's basically wanting to carry on doing whatever it is we've been doing, that's not something I've been prepared to wait as long for to get done. Oh, why are you looking through my legs? Not sure what that's about. She's doing well. She's lying down and being patient, which is great. Another yawn. This decision's hard for him. This decision is hard for him. Another yawn. He's processing. It's curious because he has been willing to get in the car by himself before. He's done it a few times. The fastest was when I wasn't filming. Typical. And it was this car last time. It wasn't my car. The reticence to return is unusual once the decision and experience has been made and no bad things happen during getting in the car. Usually that's the crack in the wall that sees it come down pretty fast. He's put the barrier straight back up today, all the way. This is equal longest time. You just see he's nervous about it. I don't really know why. Like I said, nothing bad happened. You can see how Scout got in. Yeah, curious. Don't know what's going on. I'm not getting in this time. He knows the car's okay. I've been in several times and he's gotten in, and all the palaver that entails, we're over that. He's gotten in the car by himself without much of the way or anything in the way of encouragement, so I don't need that anymore. And as someone pointed out at the last video, probably just adds a bit of confusion to the situation. Certainly adds some excitement. Scout licks me half to death. He's looking again. Scout's bored. She's just flopped down. I'm not going to pay her attention because I don't want her getting excited and getting up. Although I have locked her in position where she is. Kinda. Distracted by something over there. Sorry, I'm sniffing. My nose has started to run. Must be a hay fever thing here. See things from your level, shall we, mister? Yeah, hi. That's my face. So this is what he sees. So you're about to see Scout in the top right corner of the screen. She's falling asleep. There she is. Her eyes are drooping. Fern is still anxious about this, even though his sister dog. Obviously, they're not real brother and sister. Even though his sister dog is in the car basically falling asleep, and I'm just stood there next to him, and he is for this long finding this difficult. So signals from another dog, he is looking at her at the moment, he's studying her. Signals from another dog showing that they are completely calm and relaxed in the car is not enough for Fern to trust this scenario. So we're not working with something which is what you might call a casual issue or a small problem. There's something a bit more deep-seated than normal here. For a dog to see the dog it lives with so relaxed in an environment, I don't know what he's doing now, he's distracted himself again, and not think that that's an okay environment to get into is a fairly strong indicator that we're not dealing with something casual here. We're dealing with something a bit more in depth, and I know he's had his tail trapped in a door before. I suspect we're dealing with something a bit deeper seated than that as well. I don't have any evidence for that I can point to. I've got nothing to hand, but usually getting over having a tail stuck in a door takes a couple of goes and that's it. He's clearly suffering a bit more with this. You see all the yawning that's been carrying on for ages. This is difficult for him. He is facing something he's not comfortable with. Doesn't really matter why. I know I talk about finding out the causes of behaviour a lot. In this instance, it doesn't really matter why he's bothered about it. All that matters is that we work through this and get to the other side of it. And this is what we're doing. And this is how you do it. It's painfully slow at times. It's no different to trying to fix phobias in humans, really. Sometimes you just got to be there and hold their hand and wait for them to take that leap of faith. Yes, he's been in the car before, way quicker than this. This is by far the longest he's ever taken. Now he's taken to licking me and my hand and paying me attention, anything but the car. Another yawn. So again, he's stressed at this. This is a stressful thing for him to do. Don't know why, don't really care why. We'll carry on working this until we get past it and see where we go. Anyway, we'll go back to original audio and see if anything useful is going on. Probably not. I'm probably not saying anything. No. Tummy just made a noise. I wonder if that will come out on the mic. Just back under the car again. I don't know why that's... it probably isn't that interesting, but I can see his nose going. Maybe it is. There is something under that was interesting. I can hear barking again. I'm not sure where that's coming from. I don't think there's anyone walking towards us. So I'm about to get up here because my knee was hurting. Watch Fern move back ever so slightly. There he goes. He's feeling that pressure. He thinks me standing up as I'm going to do something to him. That's something being grabbing his harness and bundling him into the car. Just a small movement there from him just tells me what he's thinking. I don't want you to do that to me. I don't want you to make me get in the car. I'm not ready. And I'm listening to him. I'm not going to do that here. The choice has to be his. We're not in a rush. We've got time to burn, kinda. It's a weekend day, if I recall correctly, this one, so it wasn't in a rush at all. This is the thing that he needs to work on, I think, more than anything else. So yeah, this is what we're working on. But yeah, interesting little movement there. As soon as I stood up, he stepped backwards and shows me that again he's nervous about this. He's not confident and he's worried about what I might do, and he's equating that indecision with my decision making. Like, oh, he's getting up, oh, he's going to shove me in the car, not ready. It's because I'm not in the car, but I don't want to be in the car. And he looked at me again. I don't know if he yawns again or not in a minute, but he's distracted himself again. He loves distracting himself, and I'm not surprised at that. And you don't want to do something, you're not just going to focus on it completely. You're going to look for other things around to break your attention on it. This time in the morning on a Saturday, there really isn't anything going on. There's nobody walks past us during this entire session. I don't think barely even a car or two have gone past. Anyway, we'll go back to original audio and we'll see if he does any other strange moves or interesting things worth mentioning.
Why is he so easily distracted? No different to a human child that doesn't want to do something, and they're coming up with excuses why they can't do it, or why there's distractions in the way of them getting on with something. He's going through exactly that same decision loop issue. I don't want to. Oh look, there's something interesting over there. Can we do that? Do your homework. I'm hungry. Do your homework. I need a drink. Do your homework. Neighbour's gone out to play. That's what's going on in his head at the moment. Everything that could possibly be. There's something else. I can't get in the car yet. There's something else. Right, we are going to do some spatial pressure. See how the reaction to that is? Immediately, like, I don't like that. It's got a little sad face on. But that's a really good example of what he's feeling and what he's thinking about all this. And it's just what happens when you put pressure on the dog. It doesn't help them resolve the decision. That's a really, really good example of his immediate reaction to spatial pressure. Don't like this. I'm feeling forced into a decision I'm not ready to make, so I'm going to back out even further. What's he looking at now? No. But this takes the record. This is the longest he's ever not gotten into a car for. Even the first time I did it, it was quicker than this. Curious that he's going backwards. It's not anything I've seen before. That's a first. A dog going backwards. You don't get to pull me on the leash, dude. Is very, very unusual. I've done it once. I said done something once. I'm usually fine with it. What kind of body position he's in? Look at it. It's just crazy. He's chewing his harness. I'm trying to. It's a bit loose on it. Not really much room to tighten it either. You don't have a particularly broad chest, do you, fella? There's a little bit of room to tighten it.
I've spotted what's wrong with Fern's harness. His front right leg is not through the right place. I must have done that in the house, and it's been like that for a while. I'm not going to rewind the footage to show you, but yeah, if you look at his right hand side when he next turns to face the car door a bit more, you'll see his harness is not on correctly on that side. Oops, never mind. Happens. I have a suspicion I remembered that, or noticed it at the dog park, and yeah, there you go. See, the strap's not down there, and I thought he had done it at the dog park, and I get very excited and confused how he's managed that. Well, there you go. I didn't put it on properly in the first place. Never mind. It is what it is.
You've been a very good girl. Oh. What? We're going to do a grooming session, are we? The grass is really interesting that I've been stood here on for the last 20 minutes. Everything to not get in the car. Now what are you doing? It is grooming session time apparently. And now it's staring at something over there. You really don't want to get in the car today, do you? Right, we will put some pressure on this. No leash pressure, just body pressure. He responded to it this time. I haven't touched him, so no physical touching, no leash pressure, just bodily positioning, bodily pressure. He's looking at me. He's side-eyeing me out of that. He wants to see if I'm going to do the thing, the force. I want to. So I'm just going to stand here with the body pressure. It's enough. And we'll see if we can get him to put his front paws up. Let's go down next to him. My camera. On my face. Yeah. If he backs out, we'll repressure. As I'm not blocking him, he has room to move. Yeah, you can smell me. That's my foot. Not that you're heavy. See, he backed out when I stood up. Let's body pressure. There we go. Well, then you can go up if you want. It looks like he's waiting for me to put him in at this point. You are waiting for me to do it. There's no pressure on my hand there. That was me just touching his chest and he puts his hands up. Did not pick him up. You really were waiting for me, weren't you? Unclip you. I need your leash on in the car.
So I know that wasn't the best filming in the world, but what happened there is I bent down and put my hand on under his chest, on his sternum. No pressure upwards. It did not pick him up. The moment my hand touched his sternum, he jumped up with his front legs and put him in the car. Weird. Never seen that before. Never had a dog do that before. It was I know he responded to my spatial pressure and get behind him. And then he kind of just was waiting for me to do stuff. Just weird. Not seen a dog wait to be picked up. Anyway, that's the end of this video. The next video will be at the dog park.